Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective, and today we're going to be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 episode 2, Sisters Before Misters. But before we get into that, I've got a couple housekeeping items that I need to cover. This is a growing channel, okay? And I need your help. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and get in the comments and let me know what you think about my content, also the shows that we're reviewing. Let's get into this review. Now, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, kind of wish I watched Summer House first because I'm really feeling that show. I'm really feeling it. I still haven't finished all of it, y'all, because I went out of town. I didn't have an opportunity to watch any of the shows, so I'm in the rears. I'm just just trying to catch up. So we're still at Ross's 40th birthday bash, and everyone's having a good time except for Courtney and Kandi. Courtney is still doing this thing here, and I'm like, Courtney, girl, all of that was not necessary. But some Miss Bell was in the comments saying that Miss Courtney is doing exactly what she should do. Go for, start a beef with somebody who is been on the show for a while. So Kandi, of course, that makes sense. It makes sense. He is trying to figure out why this woman stepped to her in her face like this and doesn't understand, because she learns. Sanya says that I knew you had an issue, but you need to chill. This is what Sanya is saying to Courtney. Candy's like, now wait a minute, girl. You knew this lady had a problem with me. You didn't tell me. You let me walk into this mess and didn't say anything. Partly, I understand what Candy is saying, but the other part of me is saying, Candy, this lady, Sanya did not know that Courtney was gonna do some foolishness like that. Like she had no idea. I don't think she anticipated that. Break each other up, and Don Juan is like, oh, who is this woman? Who is this lady? Who is this lady? And Sanya was like, oh yeah, I met her a couple of days ago with Shereé. And Don Juan is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. She's Shereé friend. I'm like, Don Juan, he annoys my soul. He really does. He's always in women's business. And then when we think that he is a queen, we think he one of the girls. He like, no, I'm not one of the girls. But why you always in women's business like you one of the girls? Like, I don't understand. He be too invested in women business. All the other men was minding their business. They was just making sure that nobody fought. Right? But no, Don Juan in the middle with all the extra ad libs. Child. On the other side of the room, Shereé is talking with Kenya, and Kenya is telling her about how Martell slid in her DMs about 6 months ago. Now, in the episode prior, Kenya is showing Kandi and Manetta the actual proof of Martell sliding in her DM. Now, Kenya don't have no reason to lie. Kenya has no reason to lie. Not about this exactly. And we already know, we done already peeped that Martell peeping around and looking to see if people done connected. You know what, y'all know what it is, right? When you done told a lie to somebody, right? You done did some old dirty mess, and you see them two people getting together, and you looking like, well, I hope they don't share information. I hope they ain't share. That's exactly what Martell was doing in that moment. He kept peeping over there, looking like, "Oh Lord, it's about to go down." Martell knew it was coming. Shereé is saying, show me the proof, and don't show me bits and pieces. Show me everything. Kenya shows her DM. No, she doesn't. Shereé says, "Listen, hey, let's get straight to the source. Let's get straight to the source because I don't have time." Shereé says, come on over here, Martell. Come here. Come here. You. You. Come on. Come here. So he comes over and he looking real like, oh Lord, what's about to go down? Because he know he done did. So what y'all talking about? He said, oh, well, we're hearing, this is Marietta, we're hearing that you are entertaining other women in Atlanta. Now, here's where my issue lies. Two things. If he's entertaining other women in Atlanta, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Because Shereé, you have said that y'all are just dating. Why does it matter? No reason to call him over. You could have shut it down with just saying, Kenya, we just dating. So if he talking to someone else, it really doesn't matter. So shut that down. And or, okay, the other piece is why are we bringing this up to Shereé right now? Like, if he just slid in your DM, you didn't even respond to it, you didn't accept it. Why are you? Why? I'm trying to figure out why you even telling Shereé. It's not even that big of a deal. I have questions on both sides. I have questions on both sides, but whatever. Martell does Martell, and he is like, oh no, I'm not talking to anybody. Them other women are getting the short end of the stick. Okay, so there are other women. No, I'm saying no, there aren't any women. Period. Lying, like his face, y'all. Look at Martell's face. Lying, liar. He lies. Okay, that's his face. He can't look you in the eye. He lying. So Kenya says, okay, well, that's what you say. Okay, Manyetta, both of them looking at him like, this motherfucker, you lying. But that ain't none of our business. If that's the answer that you give, then that's what it is. It brings up the fact that you slid in my DM, but you also slid in my DM as well. And that's when Martell started martelling. He starts to get loud and over talks you when he's lying. He says, I didn't slide in your DM. No, I didn't. You lying. You probably accepted a whole bunch of other men's DMs. I'm like, so now you trying to slut shame. What you trying to do, Martell? Because ain't nobody in this room a slut but you. Did y'all see that lady with the yellow hat on that was standing in the corner? Who is that lady? She had her hand intertwined with Martell's. I'm like, who is this woman? That big I don't know, cowboy hat or what cowboy hat? I can't remember what it's called, but the gallon hat. Who is that woman? Anyway, she was an older woman. So Martell says, "No, I didn't slide in anybody's DM." Martell, you know you lying. You know you a lying. So then he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I did. I responded with kind words." And he was like, "But it was 2 years ago." So he shows his DM. Now we all know the dynamics of a DM. We all know the dynamics of a DM. The way that Instagram used to be and the way that Instagram is now, as far as DMs are concerned, is totally different. So it absolutely is possible that you could have DM'd her 6 months ago and you deleted your thread, but she kept hers. Like, Martell, how did you? So Kenya was like, don't start cussing at me. They bleeped out a couple of things that he said, but I'm sure it was something that was derogatory and rude. So Kenya gets up and says, you're a cheater. You're always a cheater, and you ain't right. And I was like, yeah, somebody finally said it, and I lived. Finally, somebody said what needed to be said. He's getting upset. They're getting heated. They separate them. They're like, "Listen, okay, we're not about to have y'all fighting. It's time for y'all to go. Let's wrap this up. Let's go." Kenya is telling Shereé before she gets in the car with Martell, "This is the same type of man that you were dating with Bob. If he is going to get like this with me, he will be like this with you." And I totally understand what Kenya is saying, but I feel like it's so funny that Kenya is always able to identify the raggedy losers with other people. And maybe this is just a human trait. She's able to identify the raggedy losers with other people, but she's not able to identify the raggedy losers with that's in front of her face. I don't think this was your place. I don't think this was your place. Shereé has said that they are not serious. They're not serious. We all know that that's not necessarily the case. We can tell it's a little bit different. We all know Martell ain't shit. We already know that, but I don't think I'm on the side of Shereé. Like, just let her live this out. Let her live this one out. And if you want to tell her, hey, he ain't shit, I don't like him, just say that and leave it at that. Don't say nothing else. Girl, he ain't shit. I don't like him. Girl, that's it, right? So we get to Drew and Ralph. Child, I forgot she was even on the show. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Drew is coming back from Chicago. Father's in a home. He has Alzheimer's, and so his memory is declining drastically. Sometimes he doesn't even remember who she is, but music is one thing that has connected her with her father. And they used to have a music group, and Sonya has not Sonya, Drew has a single. She has a single called Already Know that Ralph produced and wrote, and she's singing on it. And it's kind of cute. I actually streamed it a little bit. It's cute. It's cute. My only question is, did Ralph write that for another woman? I'm not trying to be messy, but it's not. It feel like Ralph wrote that for somebody else. I'm like, did he write that? Did he write this for somebody else? Anywho, they've got a cute. She's coming back home. Come to find out, they actually really are cousins. Ralph and Courtney. I think Courtney's father's sister is Ralph's grandma. I was like, oh God, no wonder. It run in the family. It crazy run in the family. We all know how this story ends. Drew is giggly in the confessional saying this is the best that our relationship has ever been. Music has connected us. We're really getting together based off the music and blah 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 blah. Whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. They headed the divorce court. Last time I heard, child, Ralph crazy, and he got a few screws missing. Kandi and Sanya, so they meet and decide to have lunch together. Kandi and Sanya's family, they all went to Disney for the spring break, I guess. Had a really good time. So they're really trying to connect and bond her and their family, both their families, and they had a really good time. And they're talking about the relationship with Sanya and her family and how all her family is ready to move out, which I still don't understand why Sanya feels like she need to have all the people in her house. I don't understand. She says that she feels like we haven't. This is her confessional. She's saying we haven't reached our full potential. But I'm just trying to figure out, y'all can do that in separate houses. And exactly what full potential are y'all talking about? Like I need Sanya to really expound on what she's talking about, because y'all literally could do that in separate homes. You don't have to be all packed in one house like a sardine. Sister been ready to go. Mama looking to move to Florida, which, oh God, I'm from Florida. Yikes. But if that's where you want to go, girl, that's where you want to go. Everybody have a call in for different places. And husband ready for all the people to get out of his house. And I get that. I couldn't live like that. I could not live with more than two people in my home. So then Kandi brings up they're talking about family dynamics. And so Kandi brings up the situation with Todd and how Todd wants Kandi to be more supportive of his dreams. And I'm with Todd on this one. Todd has literally backed you on all of your dreams, all of the different things that you wanted to pursue. He's been there. And now it's time to show some reciprocity. About the whole situation at the party, Sanya says, girl, how did the party go? What you think? And it was like, I was having a good time until that raggedy bitch that came up in my face. And I'm with Kandi. I'm like, girl, ma'am, you didn't have to do all of that. She said she kept jumping up at me like a bobblehead. She absolutely was. I was like, ma'am, the energy, girl. Oh, reel it in, reel it in, reel it in. I guess apparently while she was meeting with Shereé and this wasn't aired, Courtney's told Shereé and Sanya that there was a particular restaurant that Kandi had shared on her Instagram, and it's typically like an upscale restaurant. I guess after Kandi had shared the restaurant on her Instagram story, the next week the crowd changed, right? But she was like, get her. I'm like, girl, I cannot stand elitist black folks. So Sonya says, this is what she said to me. And Kandi was like, okay, well, what did you say then? And I'm with Kandi. I'm with Kandi. Okay, so all these girls talking about me. Shereé don't like me. Courtney obviously don't like me. So what you doing with them? How you find common ground with them girls? What y'all talking? Kandi was like, listen, I don't need nobody to just be laughing along. And here goes Sanya. Well, I tried to say, I was like, y'all, Kandi is my friend. Now, mind you, she did say Kandi is my friend, and I've got something going on with her in the next week. But she didn't stop laughing, and she didn't take up for her. So I'm with Kandi. Really am. I'm with Kandi. I get it. I do. I do. I do. I get it. But we're past the age. I'm back and forth. We're past the age of policing people in their friendships. But also, don't be hanging around no girls. They talking about me and you don't take up for me either. So I understand that. Okay, we get to Sanya. Sanya and Ross. Ross. Hmm, if we again, no disrespect, Sanya, that's your husband, girl. But oof, yes. Where are we going? Sorry, because child got sidetracked. Anyway, Sanya's still talking about this baby. Girl, you adding another you trying to add another person to the house. Girl, he hardly home. You got bags in your on your bed. You're about to leave as well. Girl, where are you going? And you talking about you trying to be a have another baby. Girls. Annie and Todd, they're at the restaurant there at Blaze. Now, forgive me, I never watched the Kandi and the Gang show. I never watched that. But who is Philip? Who is that? And is he? Is he? Because I don't know. But he, okay. The kitchen cook. I didn't catch his name, but he was in an arm cast. And I had heard the scuttlebutt about the bang bang at the restaurant, and apparently it was a coworker who had come to work intoxicated, got mad at Candy's cousin who was a kitchen staff manager, and fired off. And so he's injured. They're going through legal proceedings right now, so they didn't really want to talk about it. We get to Kenya and Akila. So I know that Kenya brought Akila to Ross's 40th birthday bash. They introduced her, but really nothing became of that. So now Akila is playing tennis with the girls. So we get to see Brookie, her cute little self, and Akila's daughter. Akila is a wag, wives and girlfriends of sports superstars, I guess is what you call it. Her husband. I don't know who he is, but she's married. They have a little girl, and then obviously Kenya. So they're getting together to play tennis, and they're talking about Kenya's new guy, KMC, Mr. KMC, Kale Me Crazy, which I keep hearing about this restaurant. I want to try it. Kenya's saying, I'm really enjoying, he's kind, he's tall, he's handsome. But we gotta double check with Kenya. We gotta double check with her because Compass don't really be Compass broke. Command Compass a little broke. To Sanya and Shereé, and they're meeting to have lunch or dinner. And we come to find out Cairo, Shereé's son, had a baby. I'm like, oh my God. I'm a little disappointed, just a little bit. Like, dang, you gonna be a baby daddy? We get another baby daddy. Let me go off. So Shereé is a glam mom. Cairo had a baby, and it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. So then they started talking about how Kenya is labeling black men as aggressive, and I take issue with this. I think that yes, the word aggressive needs to be applied lightly and thought through thoroughly before application. But I the way that the men had approached Kenya absolutely would have been considered aggression and aggressive. You need to be mindful. We do. But Martell was absolutely being aggressive towards her. Now, did Kenya need to get all up in his face? No. But Martell ain't need to get all up in her face either. He didn't need to slut shame her. He didn't need to cuss at her. There was no need to escalate in the way that it did because it really wasn't that serious. And I'm trying to be delicate with my words because I do understand that there is a full on assault with towards black people in the United States. And I can only speak to the United States experience. I know that anti-blackness is everywhere. It's global, but I can really only speak to what's happening here in the States. I cannot sit here and be like, oh, okay, just because there's a full on assault with black men and women, black people in America, that doesn't mean I can't call out the issues and the problems that other people within my community are 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 bringing into the community. Martell was absolutely being aggressive for no reason. That's not a free pass to allow him to just do whatever the hell he want to do. Is what I'm saying. That's not a pass for him to be able to say and do whatever the hell he want to do just because there's a full on assault against Black people in America. No, in my community, I should be able to label and tell people he is XYZ because this is what he did. And so I'm with Kenya. I'm with Kenya. I'm not about to Sheree's warehouse or to the warehouse where Shereé is storing some of her um Amazon Fitness Amazon Fitness pieces already down there being cheap. She's like, well, this is being sent out wrinkled. She was like, yeah, I would absolutely encourage people to get this press. She was like, well, y'all not gonna press them? She was like, yeah, for a fee. She was like, oh, I'm on a budget. Girl, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? You're not paying for ironing. You knew you weren't paying for ironing. Sheree, I don't like you. I do not like Sheree. I'm not about to play with you. Anyway, Kenya comes to visit and they're talking about the whole thing that went down. Again, Sheree saying, why are you bringing this to me? I thought you liked him. And I'm with Shereé. I think Kenya needs to dead it. I think Kenya didn't need to bring up a DM because there was really nothing that happened. I think Shereé is one of those type of women who are going to, she needs to just see it for herself. Her man compass is broke and we just need to let it play out. Okay? If you don't like Martell, which I completely understand why you wouldn't, I would just say that and then let it be. And that's that on that. But anyway, so those are my thoughts on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It closed with Kenya and Shereé going back and forth in that warehouse. I can't call it She by Shereé warehouse because I feel like they house other people's product as well. And she's renting these people to kind of manage the logistics, etc. Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Summer House is coming up pretty soon. That show's cute, y'all. That's real cute, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Take care.